Hi, I'm Liz Emtage. I'm a ceramic artist based in St Leonard's in Hastings. Some of you may already know me from the pottery classes I run or from our shop, Pelham's Fine Furniture and Ceramics, here in St Leonard's. I've been drawing for as long as I can remember and working in clay since I was at school. I love drawing. It's a great way to switch off the clutter in your head. Today we're going to have a go at drawing. Drawing can be like note-taking or telling a story. Anyone can do it. All you need is a piece of paper and something to scribble with. Drawing is about looking and taking the time to absorb what you see. Don't worry if you think you can't draw. Anyone can draw. Today I'm going to go through some very simple steps to get you started. The main aim is to put pen to paper and have some fun. This is not about creating a masterpiece. It is about stepping into the wonderful world of drawing. Nobody is going to judge your efforts, and remember, what you see is very different to what others see. So 3 people drawing the same object from the same angle are going to create 3 different styles of drawing. The main aim is to express yourself and have some fun. We're going to have a go at drawing today. First of all, you need to choose an object and put it in front of you. I've chosen this pair of sewing scissors because I really like them and they've got really nice association for me. I've placed them on the white sheet of paper so that they stand out more against the table, and that makes it easier for me to draw them. Then you need to get a piece of paper. You can use anything. I'm going to use this envelope, the back of an envelope that came through the door this morning. So first of all, I'm going to start by looking at my object carefully. So in the case of the scissors, I'm looking at the line down here, the curves here, the curves around the handle and inside the handle, this curve here, these lines here. And the relationship, the angle between this line and this line and this line and these lines here. So we're going to start by doing a line drawing. Right. So I'm going to start at the tip of the scissors over here. But you can start wherever you like. Now remember, I'm drawing what I see. So everybody's drawing is going to be slightly different. And we all make mistakes, she says. Curves around there, that goes around there, and then you've got the inside bit. And I'm coming back to here and putting it on the other handle now. Goodness, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking these stems are far too narrow. It doesn't go up that far. That comes round here. And that comes round the front like that. So when I look at it again, and I look at the angles, I think that's slightly more, that looks a bit narrow here. Need to put that in there, just that line there, and then this should actually be a bit wider. So as you can see, I'm looking and I'm correcting my mistakes as I go along. I do use the rubber a bit, but I'm trying to keep the flow of the drawing going. It comes. It's not that far. Right. So I've had another look at the picture and I realise that mine is completely wrong, because this handle here is closest to me, this handle is furthest away, and is actually, this bit is actually a lot shorter here than what I've drawn it. So I'm going to have a look at this angle here, which is more like that, and I'm going to put that, bring that down here like that, take away the top of the envelope that I've drawn. Get rid of that. And there are quite a few other mistakes I can see. So that looks slightly better, but what would really help is if I added some shadows as well. Now we've got quite a lot of strong sunlight at the moment, although it now seems to be going in. So I'm drawing in the shadow here underneath. It comes round here. And round there. And a shadow in here. Now remember that within the shadow there is always more shadow. So you'll have light areas of shadow and darker areas of shadow. This is quite a rudimentary drawing. And then you've got shadow on the actual scissors, which when you add the shadow on the scissors, it gives them more three-dimensional form. So I'm turning the paper in order to there's a bit of shadow here, and also within the screw there. And on this handle, we've got quite a few areas of light and dark, as well as underneath on the table. It's quite difficult, I realise, drawing in bright sunlight. Although I like sitting in the sun, the light is, when it's quite strong, it's in my eyes. I'm just shading here to try and add to the form, because here is quite rounded on the scissors, whereas a lot of these planes are quite flat and straight with hard edges. These are the rounded parts of the scissors, and it's a bit narrow. Could do. If you don't have a rubber to hand, then just go over what you've done with the pencil or the pen and try and make it darker in the areas where you want it to be darker. The key is to be always be looking, and don't worry about making mistakes, because you can always go over them. Often when you look back later, you see things in a different light. So there we go, that should be a bit wider there. Okay. That's quite strong shadow there. And here is much stronger under this shadow. And this stands out a lot more. This does that. Sometimes it's quite good to go away from a picture and then come back again. I'm back again with my pair of scissors. It's not so bright today as it was when I started this yesterday, but I'm still not completely happy with this drawing, and this often happens, that you might start a drawing and then you come back to it and work on it again, or maybe work on something else in between times. Depends how much space you've got to leave things lying around. But anyway, I'm looking at my drawing and I think it needs more contrast. I need to draw in the shadow more and give it a bit more form. So I'm just going to spend a bit of time looking, and I can see there's a bit of shadow underneath here. It needs accentuating. It comes round. It's a bit of almost an angle there, although it's curved. It comes up. I'm getting lumps from the table coming through, so I'm just moving the paper slightly. Like that. And then shadows changed slightly from yesterday, but I'm still interested in the object, so I'm going to keep having a go at it. If you get to the point where you're not interested in the object anymore, then it's probably better to start again with something else, or give yourself a bit of a break, and then see if you feel like coming back to it. Now we've got two dark areas here on the reflection on the scissors, and then there's also a shadow on the paper underneath. I have to decide which is darker, so they don't all just blend into one dark mess. down. You can spend as long or as little time as you want when you're drawing. Sometimes it's quite fun to give yourself time limits. Say, right, I'm going to put the timer on and just draw this in 1 minute and see how much information you can get on the paper. What's happened here? So I hope you feel inspired to have a go at drawing now. My top tips are to pick something that you enjoy looking at. Try not to feel worried about what you're doing. If you do, try and think of it as an experiment. And number 3, very importantly, have fun. We'd love to see your drawings, so please post them on the Virtual Village Hall Facebook page. That way we can all share our experience of trying something new. Good luck.